Welcome. Welcome, Go-Go's. I cannot, interestingly enough, I cannot see you on Twitch in my OBS studio, but I think it's an OBS thing, which I'm gonna fix in next stream. So I'm just gonna start streaming now, and next time I will also be able to see you on Twitch. But I do have the Twitch stream open as well, so I can read you on both platforms, but just can't see you on OBS. But I can see you on YouTube, OBS, or through OBS, so I can read you on both now. But thanks for letting me know. Now I know. I don't know if people last time if they wrote me in any way. Welcome. Let's see. These are the three commanders which we're gonna build today. This is Italy, Primal Storm. For 6 you get a 6/6 who whenever attacks exiles the top card of each player's library. So each player, yours and your opponent's, and then you can cast them for free. If it's a creature, you can cast them right away. If it's a sorcery artifact, you can cast them right away. If you don't like them, you don't cast them. If they're lands, you didn't hit anything. But it's a fun card, I think. A fun commander, and interesting to see what you can steal with this commander. I have the German version here as well. I will not include the foil version in the final deck, but the foil version is the English version, which we're going to refer to if people are here who can only read in English. Also, I think I need to put my microphone a little closer so you can hear me even better. So let's do that like this. Also, cardboard tutor is here as well. Let's put them here. Put him here. Okay, next up we have Yargle. Yargle Glutton of Uborg, who's a 5 mana 9/3 frog spirit. That's it. He's pretty underwhelming at first, but later you realize that he can hit people quite hard with one attack. You die if you get 21 commander damage. So if your commander hits someone for 21 damage, despite you having 100 life points, it doesn't matter, you're dead to this commander. So the idea will be to give your opponents 21 commander damage and they're dead, and you do that with each opponent. If we can give him double strike, he strikes for 18 in one turn. If we can make him unblockable, he gets through, you cannot block him. This will be the idea with this one. Quite scary, I think. And then we have Kangi, lastly, the Sky Warden. For 5, you get a 3/3 flying vigilance. Vigilance means he doesn't tap to attack. And all attacking creatures that have flying, and we're gonna build a bird deck with this one, get +2/+0 until end of turn, so they get all bigger. All your 1/1 birds are now 3/1 birds. And whenever he blocks, all your blocking birds also get +0/+2. So they get a bigger butt while you block, so that's nice. And idea is to build a mono-red things stealing deck, a mono-blue beat your opponents with commander damage deck, and a birds deck. And we'll see if we are able to build this in 3 hours. Normally, I need 2 hours for one deck, so it will be quite a challenge. I have EDH Rec open on the side to also see, I need all the others as well, to see what people play with this one. I also used the budget button to see which budget cards are there, so we can ignore the more expensive ones. I can also share that on screen here in a sec. Italy, EDH Rec, there we are. And then we can share that with the screen. Where is it? Here? Not here. Give me a sec. Safari, this one it should be. It is, there we are. So, and there's a budget button here in the middle, which I'm gonna click, and then, and then all the more expensive cards are hidden, and we do that with all of them, and now we can look through what people play in budget decks. All of these cards, I don't know what the budget exactly is, if it's 5 or less, or 2 or less bucks per card. We'll see. We'll see. Many of them I will not have, but also many of them I should have. And we're gonna start somewhere, and if I notice in a box that there's a card for, let's say, the birds deck, I will also pull it out. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's get building and see what we can find. Let's put this screen a little to the side, a little smaller, so it's not so much in the way. And if you want to open EDH Rec, you can do that on the side. If you want to write me cards that should totally be included, do that. What I really like about this idea is that you can upgrade it at any time. So we're building budget deck, 20 bucks or less is the challenge. And if you want to upgrade them, if you like the decks at some point, you or your friends, whoever plays these decks, you can upgrade them at any time. I really like that idea to start low, see if that deck floats your boat if you like it, and then you upgrade it. Also, let me know how the music is, if it's too loud, too quiet, if I'm too loud, too quiet. Let me know, I can also fix that. I will start getting some boxes here and see which cards can be included in such a deck. I will just start with the birds cards since they are just here on screen. There is a Commander Legends box which I have here, and it has the Warden of Evo's Isle here. So let's see if I have that. Since it is quite a good one, it reduces all flyers by 1 mana, all the mana that you would spend on flyers. Let's see if I have that. There he is. This one we're going to include. We're going to put it onto this stack and see what else. There is a mono white one that can be included as well in this deck. Kangi's Lieutenant. Nope, that one. Yes, it boosts. He boosts all the flyers as well, so he fits nicely into his deck. Let's put him here as well. I'm gonna put this one in here as well as a nice removal card. Then let's see what else. Thunderclap, Wyvern. Let's see if we have that in some set. Thunderclap. Where was that first printed? Magic Origins. We should have that. Origins. Thunderclap, was it? Oh, there are a whole bunch of German ones. They are sorted alphabetically, but not by German alphabet, obviously. Shaman Thunderclap, there he is. Even a German one who has flash, so you can cast him at any time and boosts all your birds. What else do we have? Favorable winds, boosts all creatures. Oh, let's get some Healer's Hawk. Oh, you know what? I have a mono white flyer deck where I think I can pick out some cards. Where is it though? Because that would help a lot. Is that cheating, by the way? Because I have a flyer deck here, which I do not use anymore. And that has some bird tokens also, so these probably you would need at some point. And then, yeah, we have a whole bunch of flyers. Let's put those in. Am I cheating already? Let's see. Oh, that sounds like a strong one, right? Giving all your tap all your opponent's creatures, and then all your creatures gain lifelink. You get a whole bunch of life. And this can be like a finisher, you know? Or you regaining a whole bunch of life. Oblivion Ring is a great card to include here. Sure, why not include that? I don't know how expensive Oblivion Ring is though. So that is kind of the downside. That's an angel, we're gonna not include that. Disenchant is a very good card to include into any white decks. Pacifism. Oh, that is mean. We could put in Pacifism, and these two decks really have a problem now because they cannot attack or block anymore. Strategy is to do exactly that. These two decks have barely any way then to come up or come back from that. We should. It's kind of cheating. I'm sorry. I will say I cheat now, and later on I will still not have enough time because I think we will need up to 2 hours for each deck. We'll see how far we come. I'll stream. I have work late tomorrow, and I can stream even longer. But but I take what I can. This is also a great card to remove creatures that are pesky. I mean, that we can also include. Let's have a couple of these just to be able to protect us from like one hits from these decks that they could do. Exiling artifacts or enchantment, great card. Battle Screech. How expensive is Battle Screech? We're trying to build budget decks. Battle Screech was an expensive card before reprints. Let's see what it is today. Okay, 10-cent card. Let's get that in. This was like a €3 card at some point. Putting 2 birds in, and at some point later on you can play this card from your graveyard again to get another 2 birds. And then this card is gone forever. I mean, interesting combat trick to boost your entire board. Why not? Or protect your entire board. Destroy target tapped creature. You gain 1 life for each creature with flying you control. We could include that. We don't have, what we don't have, by the way, we don't have any blue cards in this deck. This is a mono-white deck, and we will have to include some blue cards as well. This is Spirit. I don't want to include any non-birds. I want to go full bird on this deck. You gain 2 life for each creature with flying. Yes. I mean, it's a 5-mana card, but why not? This puts a bird, and then it puts another bird in. Sure. Let's do that. Destroy, no, tap it permanent, destroy an artifact. If it is an artifact, you destroy it and then you draw a card. This is a 3-mana birdie for 3. Okay. Some protection. Untap all creatures, they get +2/+2. Creatures you control with flying get +2/+2. We can do that. Let's do that. I think the music is a little quiet, isn't it? Let me know if it is too loud if I increase it now a little. But my feeling is it's a little too quiet. But you can correct me. So nah, it puts a ghost spirit into play. We're not gonna do that. We are not gonna do that. Yes, that bird actually reminded me that I have this deck. Whenever creatures put in, could sack it and return it to the battlefield. Interesting. We can save a creature here and put it back into play after it died. I think it's a solid card. It can save your best creature. This we're not going to include. Whenever a creature with a flying. Welcome. We're building 3 decks. We have Atali, which we're going to build. Can stop the vid for a sec to read through it. We're also building Yardle here, which is not much to read. He's just a commander damage commander who's just going to try to beat everyone with commander damage. And lastly, we're building a Kangi here, the Sky Warden. We're building 3 decks today, not only 1, but 3 decks. A friend of mine is here online from work who I got into Magic kind of. And they are going to have a little Christmas present for their friends, which is such a sweet thing, I think. And I'm here to help. So we're building 3 decks. And I am kind of cheating right now because I have a flying deck. And I'm just gonna pick out some cards here that I want to include. And the challenge was to just need 3 hours to build 3 decks, but my feeling will be, even though I have kind of half a deck here, I will not be fast enough to build the entirety of all 3 decks in 3 hours. We'll see. Whenever a creature with flying dies, he gets bigger. I mean, it's a 2-mana 1/1 flyer. He's not that bad. What's this banner worth? Heraldic banner. 25 cents. Let's include that since we're playing a typal deck. This just boosts all your birdies and gives you some mana, so that's just solid in my opinion. Rook's Gloves. Whenever a creature deals damage to a player, you may draw a card. Interesting. This we could include into any of the decks. Should it be included in this one? It shouldn't, because we have blue to draw cards. Hi, welcome, Mr. Funnyman. Welcome back. I think the Rogue's Gloves we might want to include in either of these 2. We'll see, maybe even both. True Love's Kiss is a solid removal that also draws a card. Then he doesn't give vigilance to all of our creatures. We could put Brave the Sands in. Now we can block 2 creatures with every of our creatures, and they don't get tapped when we attack. I think that's a nice inclusion. Exile target creature from a graveyard, create X birds. Nice. equal to the exiled creature's toughness. Okay, these all go away. This is Spirit Angel. This we should put into the Yargle or Itali deck again. Let me know if the music is too loud, okay? Again, last last reminder, because I experimented a little and increased the volume. If it isn't, great. If it is, let me know. Condemn. That is a good budget creature removal card that gets rid of a attacking creature, and its controller gets some life points. Rustwing Falcon. I like these 1 mana 1/1s. They're just solid inclusion. This is even a 1 mana 1/2. Nice. Okay. And then we can include this to just be able to fetch for a basic land. We're playing 2 colors here. I think it would be fair to include this in to fix our colors. Okay. Let's put this deck aside. This this belongs here. This is a red deck. I have a red artifact deck. I don't think the artifact deck has a lot of cards in it that I might want to include. These we could include, I think. These we could include for some more mana and bigger spells. We want some big spells in the Itali deck, since we can play the top card of our library, and if there's a big mana spell like a 7 mana creature, we can just play it for free. What else are you guys saying in chat here? The diner deck is for me, I fear. You have to make it strong so I have a chance. I will see what I can do. Kestrel is a better is better as a commander, as a bird commander. Oh, Kestrel, not Kangi. Ah, now I know what you're saying. Kestrel. Thing is, let's see, Kestrel. I don't have Kestrel. That was the problem. I can see if I have him. Let me check. Because thing is about the newer sets, I just left the rares in there and don't know which rares I own anymore. But I'm pretty sure I don't have the Kestrel. What? Oh, I do have Kestrel. Okay, we can build Kestrel instead of Kangi. Kangi is just the fairer of the two. Let's see. Choose one. You can draw up to 3 cards then, right? You can put some birds back into play and you can make birds even bigger. He is much better. The thing is, I would still put in Kangi because I think these are pretty much the same level of power. This, I think, might be too strong. What I could also do is put both here, and whoever gets a bird deck as their Christmas present might where did I want to go? Might swap between those two. We'll see. Let me check what Kangi is worth. No, Kestrel is worth. My mouse isn't moving. Hello, mouse. Mouse. There we are. Kestrel. Yeah, he's worth nothing, like 30 cents. I could include both as like an alternative commander. That would be a fun thing, right? And a possum card? I think this set had a lot of cute animals, like otters and stuff. I bet there are like possum cards in there as well. Let's check for a sec here. If there was a possum here. Oh yeah, the Tender Wild Guide. Yeah. That's cute. Okay. Let's do that. Let's include both, and if the player who plays the bird deck wants to have a stronger version of their deck, they can upgrade it, because Kestrel doesn't cost much. And we're gonna see what else we can include in these decks here. Palladiumer. I think is solid. We're not playing many removal spells, obviously, since we're playing budget. Therefore, this we should include in every deck, right? Therefore, we can go a little risky and have like creatures that get us mana. Oh, that is a solid. The thing is, the possum is not a commander. I don't know if there's a commander possum though. Type possum? No, there are just 3 possums in the entire set. In the entirety of Magic the Gathering. They are cute, but none of them are commanders. So you would just have them in there. But I'd say like let's just wait another 2 years or so, and maybe there's a legend possum there to play as a commander. I like this mana geode for Italy. It's a bad card in competitive sense, because 3 mana for 1 mana is just not what people build these days. But if we're building budget decks, you can play Mana Geode, look at the top card, what is up there, and then decide if you want to attack, or maybe, let's say, draw a card, or just wait for it, you know, like to get it if you can't play it, you know. I think that's a solid inclusion in this deck. And it gets you, obviously, 1 turn further to play Italy if you are low on mana. Jorge's Familiar. Do you think we go hard into artifacts with Italy to include the... Oh, where was he? The birdie? Where did I put the birdie? Oh, there he is. Because I think Yardle should have the Joyra, the Familia, right? In my opinion. Yeah, get back to me. If I have it, you can have it. Let's see. Italy is historic. Oh, yeah. He doesn't only reduce artifact spells, but also historic spells. That is true. That is true. Do I have a second one? That is a good point. Jorge's Familia. Jorge's Fam. Let's see. Oh, thing is, Jorge's Fam... We want to build a budget deck. Jorge's Familia costs around 150 already, in dollars. I would put him to the side. If we really need him, we will include him. But I would try to go the budget route and include cards like these. So we don't go over budget, you know? Like, we don't need this €1, let's say, or maybe 50 cents in euro card to have it in these decks, in my opinion. We'll see. We'll see where we end up. What else do we have? But good point. Good eye also. Ooh, Sears Lantern we should include in Italy to be able to look through at the top of our deck. I mean, Hadron Crawler we can include. We can include a whole bunch of these low mana ramp creatures. What else? Draw a card, then discard a card unless you exile a historic card from your graveyard. Yeah, these we should include. These we should include also in the Yargle deck. I don't think I own enough Sorings anymore. Also, it's not really budget anymore. Like, Soring costs also like 50 cents still. Gain life to its power. Okay, Faithless Looting we can include. Pristine Talisman. Let's put this here for a moment. Thing is, I'm not sure if I want to build 2 artifact decks. You know? Like, I'll have to see. Because the Yargle deck will go full on into equipments and enchantments. Italy could go into big splashy red spells as well. You know? Because if we have 2 artifact decks, like, we're building pretty much the same shell twice, which I also don't want to do. Introduction to Prophecy I like in the Italy one. Fling. Interesting. Getting some basics. I think Wellspring might be Mere Wellspring might be not that budget, is it? Oh, it's 20. Oh no, it's Mycosynth. Myco Wellspring. I mean, it's a 20-cent card. Let's include that. We have Ash Barrens here as well, so we have a second one. Could include a tome. Just to be able to draw more cards, you know. Vessel gets us 2 mana. I mean, it's a solid budget card, why not? 2 damage to any target. Sure. This was a Bosch deck before, by the way. I would be finished already if someone said artifact heavy deck. Ooh. Geode Golem. We could include that. What else do we have? Do we want to be mean? What's the God Pharaoh statue? What's it? God Pharaoh. What does that cost these days? I think it should be. Yeah, it's like a 60-cent card. Let's not include it. What does the Geode Golem cost, though? Geode Golem? 19 cents. We could include that. Because he casts our commander for free. And we don't have to pay the extra cost, right? If I recall that correctly. Checking right now what the extra rules say. I think I'm correct if I say that. So it should be in the Itali deck, right? Because we can play our commander for free then. And I think we could include it in the Yargle deck as well. Because our Yargle deck also wants to pump him with equipments, and we could just put some equipments on the Geode Golem as well. We'll see. I have a blue deck here. Return 2 creatures to their owner's hands. I like that. I like that. This will go into the Flying Birds deck, obviously. So let's put in some solid removal cards. Return a creature, that's nice. Return another creature, that's obviously nice. Then what do we have here? And target creature you don't control. Target creature you control. You can save a creature if you wanted to. Oh, maybe. What else do we have? I mean, sure. Nope. Dispel. We need some counter spells, right? For removal. Let's include that. I like Telling Time because it looks at the top 3 cards. Manipulates the library, return target non-land permanent with mana cost X to their owner's hand, and you draw a card. Not convinced. Oh, this one I was looking for a deck. Let's put this to the side for my deck. Deliberate. I mean, Scries, but we don't need Scry in the Birds deck, do we? Return target non-permanent. Each permanent. What's the top 2 cards? Meh. Return target creature. Nah. This one I was also looking for. Interesting. Now I'm finding cards for other decks. This is not the focus of the video. Into the Royal also lets you draw a card if you pay extra costs. Why not? Why not? Return target creature. Its controller draws a card. Nope, not gonna do that. Nope, we only want to have birds here. Run away together, I like. Anticipate, I like. Return target creature. Ooh, that's mean. There's like such an anti-card against the mono black deck now, isn't it? I will not include it since it just meanly focuses only that deck. The other deck would not need it. There's a wall. Blink of an eye we can include. What else do we have? There's not a bird. This is a mean card. Exclude we should include. opt, we can include return X target creatures of the creature type of your choice. Nope, we don't play against any typal decks. Nope. Return up to 3 target creatures. I mean, this goes towards a board wipe. Though I would include washout. Let's see. There in the dinosaur deck, it's not a dinosaurs deck sadly, but a dinosaur deck. We could try to include more dinosaurs that are only red. We'll see. We'll see. That we could do. There might be some bigger dinosaurs that are still budget, only red colored, that I still have. We'll see. But it would be focused on Atali, getting through casting stuff for free. The most theme would probably be the birds deck, because we have a whole bunch of flying creatures in there, and all your creatures fly and they're all birds. I just noticed there's a non-bird in there, so I'll check for that. Washout we should include as a little board wipe in the mono blue deck. Negate we can include. Nope. Mana Leak we should include as a nice counter spell. Dreamstalker. So interesting. I built this deck like years ago for people to learn the game, and it was okay. Oh look, I found a more expensive card. Let's put that into the trade binder, and it was okay, but one of the friends was just still very much, it was just too much for her, you know. Like, she is also not a person who plays a lot of games, and even like, let's say an easy commander deck was too much. I would not recommend playing commander to learn the game, but rather like jumpstart maybe, or like small decks where the cards are not that where they don't have so much text, you know. Like Kestrel has a lot of text. For a beginner, it's like, those are so many options, you know. This is why I wouldn't play Kestrel as a starter commander deck, you know. I would try to learn the game, the general gist of the game with other formats, like just like 20, 30, 40 card decks, just to get the gist of how to play, and then at some point go towards commander and say, okay, this is commander now, and you have 100 cards. I can also move that to the side here. So I think, you know. What else did you say? I mean, which theme has the most cards in general? Like with all cards in Magic. Oh, generally, I think I would bet. What is my bet on? Which is the type with the most creatures? I would say probably humans, actually, which is kind of boring, because I don't think it's elves or goblins, which are also very, very common in Magic the Gathering, but I think humans are just printed everywhere, you know, and you don't have elves in every set, you know, in like probably Bloomborough, though you don't have humans or elves in here. But you know, like, if you don't have an elves set or setting, you often don't have elves or goblins. I would say humans. And it wouldn't be on my experience, it would be rather on like common sense and well, experience though, yeah. Experience of playing Magic the Gathering a whole bunch of 26 years. All decks are for beginners. I don't think all decks are for beginners. Oh, all of these three. I missed the number. All three decks are for beginners. Yeah, that is the idea, to get those decks to be beginner decks. Let me check what did I want to? Yeah, I wanted to see human. How many cards are human typed? 4.3k. So over 4,000. Elf. We have seriously only 600. That is so few. Wow. Okay, and goblin. We have 500. I don't think... Let me know if you have any idea which other tribe there could be which has even more creature types, but I think it's humans with 4,000 creatures. Like, it's a big chunk. Spirit? But I don't think so. 700 at least. Okay. So, I wanted to get Washout. Washout, because it's a solid removal and we're playing against monocolored decks, and you just choose a color and every creature goes back to their owner's hand if they have this color. Let me check. There's a bigger pile here with just... Oh, look at this. This should be included in the bird deck. Of just commander cards. Let me just skip through them and then we can look again closer if there are cards that I still would include. Because I want to include Brainstorm. I think it's a little too expensive for a budget deck. I think it goes towards €1. I wanted to find Washout. Let me skip here through the cards a sec here. No Washout? Huh. Let me get a Ash Barrens if there is one. This deck will need a command tower. Unclaimed territory. Could include that in the birds deck as well. Do we have a... No? Okay. We will go through that pile in a moment again, but I don't want to forget that I want the Washout. 2x2 also had Washout. Is that all the blue? No, there's more blue. Didn't sort those yet by color. Or not all the... Oh, I didn't? Kind of. Okay. Is there Washout in there? No Washout, none. Nope. Guess there will be no Washout then. What is my favorite silly card? My favorite silly card. I'll think about it for a moment. Give me a sec. Give me a sec while I give it a little thinker here. I think my favorite card, I will show it. It's in my white Dan deck, which is such an overkill because it's quite expensive. But my my favorite card is Wheel of Fortune. I have two in here. I really like the politics that you can do with this card in Commander. I have it in a Commander deck as well, so I actually own 3 of this card here. I really like that you can do a whole bunch of politics. For 3 mana, every player gets a fresh hand. They all discard their hand that they have right away, and you get 7 fresh cards. Everyone gets 7 fresh cards. And this you can play politically. You know, you have this in your hand and you're like, do you want a fresh hand? You know, like to every player. And then you just vote for it. You know, you can vote for it. And if the table agrees, you now have something of like a little, you can do like a little deal, you know, like you can be like, I can get us a fresh hand, but like, don't attack me for a round, you know, kind of like that. And I like that a lot. And then you can play it in stronger decks to actually deal damage with that. If your opponents draw cards, they all get dealt damage per card that they draw and stuff like that. Or you can double the amount that you draw and stuff, of course. but I really like the political aspect of this card as well. So this is my favorite silly card that is actually also quite strong if you play it in more competitive decks. But let me know in chat what your favorite card is and why. That would also be interesting to me. Maybe there's also some inspiration for the decks we're building. But I'm open to hear your opinions. So, I'm just looking now for cards to include generally. I like this card in the Italy deck. Is it worth anything? We also always have to look for value as well. Shiny Imp. Shiny Imp has so many reprints. Okay, it's worth nothing. I like it because you can also use it to protect yourself, but also to boost Italy. And that is what we're all here for. So either the board is in your favor, or to your hand. And you attack with Italy with a Shiny Impetus boosted. The Wise Mothman. Okay. I wonder why, though. Please. Well, I actually don't know why. Why do you like this character? Like, I know I know the reason behind it, why you say that, but also, like, why is that a commander that you actually got? Like, that would be interesting. Is it a favorite Fallout character for you, or do you just like the eyeballs, or what is it that interests you in this commander, actually? Should we be able to steal some creatures? This takes control over an opponent's creature until end of turn. So the blue deck could start stealing one of these commanders. I don't think so. I don't think we should include it because we're playing a birds deck. We want to play aggro birds and we want to attack with all our birds. We could put the Chemist's Insight in here just to be able to draw a couple more cards. Is Fact or Fiction expensive? I think so, right? Fact or a Fiction? Yes, enter. Where is it? Hello, hello. What happened? Fact or Fiction? Ah, there it is. Weird. What's it worth? Oh, it's worth nothing. Great. This card is solid as a budget deck. You reveal the top 5, and then an opponent splits the deck into 2 piles, and you choose either pile to put into your hand. The Moth meme. Okay. And then, oh, but did you play any of the Fallout games, actually? Like, the possum representation. Very good. You know, they did like otters very scarce at the beginning, and then later on at some point they started printing commander otters. I'm actually not the biggest fan of the otters that they printed up to now, since they're all just spell slingers. But at some point maybe we get some more interesting ones, and maybe even possums as well. Ah, okay. So playing mill decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Okay, I guess that's also a thing there. New Vegas and Fallout 4. I never played any of the Fallout games. I enjoyed the TV show, actually, and I've heard that it's pretty good as well. So that's nice, and apparently the games are also pretty cool, but I never played them. Never liked them much. The apocalyptic post-apocalyptic worlds that they've shown there. Just more of a fantasy player myself. But I did like Skyrim and Oblivion even more because it's more colorful. So I did play Bethesda games. What does that do? Whenever a creature dies, you can draw a card and discard a card. Because you don't gain a card, you just swap out a card. Ooh. Distant Melody will be quite strong. Because you draw a card for each bird that you have. That can be quite devastating. This we can include. What does he do? Creature gains flying. Eel Umbra we might include. Let's see. The bird deck got far quite a lot since I kind of cheated. Still, I mean, the first hour is already gone, almost through, and we haven't finished one deck yet. So, you know, cut me a slack. Distant melody. What is it worth? Distant. Oh, I had autocorrect here. Distant melody. It's worth 50 cents. What's with Keep Watch? Keep Watch. What's that worth? Ooh, 2 already. $1 to $2 already. Distant Melody. I think this has to be included. It's around 50 cents, but it's so good to be able to redraw your whole hand and your opponents don't get anything. Let's swap that artwork out here. And let's see, is there anything else in here that costs nothing? Ooh. Yo, that is a solid card to include. Imprison in the Moon. That's a pauper card now, and funnily enough, in my pauper decks, so decks that only have commons in them, I actually don't play it. Like, it's that bad of a card. It was good, and in budget decks it is solid, but there are so many good pauper alternatives to remove creatures in blue now, or permanents in general, that I haven't included it yet because it costs 3 mana and you want to play faster. In casual budget decks, you are able to include cards like these because of the speed that you play, which is slower. Commander Sphere, why not? Why not include that? Swift Foot Boots. Swift, those costs quite a bit, right? Like $2 or so. Yeah. Let's skip that for now. Fire Diamond is a solid inclusion. We could put in Temple of the False God, just for casual reasons. Second one, this one. I mean, this one already cost like 50 cents or so. Maybe not. Maybe that one though. There's another temple. Okay. What else did you write? Okay. You went from adventure games to indie titles, and Hollow Knight you played through, and Silk Song you started. I have not heard of Hollow Knight, doesn't ring a bell, and Silk Song I've heard about, but actually don't even know what it is about. Is it like a side scroller adventure game? I don't know. Let me know. The mono black deck. We want to have enchantments, and we want to have boosting cards that make our Yargle even better. This will be an interesting one, though. I think if we find like equipments, I think we're good to go. Like, we can include a whole bunch of equipments. What else? We don't play green in any of them. Oops. Well, swords we cannot include. Way too expensive. Okay. Welcome. Oh, great to hear that you bought a Paramount playmat. I actually do not have a collaboration anymore with them, but I still think that their playmats are great, actually. Like, this one was one of the last ones that I received, and I'm still very happy with their quality. Great that you support them with their endeavor of making playmats for players. the Thunderstrike one. Mm. The Lightning Bolt one is really pretty. Would you have... do you mean if I have it here? I don't own it. I have the Demotic Tutor one, which is from the same artist. This one. And it's actually quite crowded, actually, in regards to colors. And I think the Lightning Bolt might be similar. But I still find it very pretty. Like, it stands out on the other side as well, you know? Like, you have upside and downside. And I really like the artist, what they did here. The parrot-colored raptors of the dino cards, yeah. And sadly, I did not have or own any of the dinos, because I could have built dino decks then, but I didn't have any multicolored dinos here, and we would have to order them and see what we find. Oh, Hollow Knight is the first part, and Silk Song is like the second part. That I didn't know. Interesting. Okay. Both like Castlevania. Okay, interesting. I also haven't played Castlevania, but I also heard of it. Don't whatever. All good. Like, they just said that their collaboration just ended and that they didn't do that anymore. And they were thankful to everything that I did for them, and they also sent me a couple of mats for the 1,000 subscriber party. Right now, I have kind of problems reaching them, because I was thinking of trying their new sleeves, but they haven't responded anymore, so maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I write too much. I don't know. But still, I think it's a great company, and they do nice playmats, so yeah, why not support them? Yeah, that could happen. If it is too crowded or if it is too much of an artwork, that could happen. And that you might miss a card that is on your playmat. That is the downside of a card, of a playmat, if it is just color bomb. But yeah, I mean, if you're not content with your playmat, you can always contact Permanent, actually, and let them know if you're not happy with the playmat. And then you see where you go from there. Maybe they will just accept it if you want to send it back. Or, I don't know. Yeah, there are some dinos that look quite crazy. They belong to a metal band cover. Yeah. Okay, so, I wanted to get some Wayfarer's Baubles, because every deck should have one. And I still actually have enough, even though I have a whole bunch of pauper decks. There should be still quite a bunch. Let's see. Oh, not that many left. Those are the last three. Maybe I keep them. Wayfarer's Bauble. Then I will keep them. They're not important parts of this deck. They're just to filter out the lands, and then I will keep them. But we will put in some other cards that get you the lands. This is just cards that I want to have in my pauper decks and want to have enough of. If I only have 3 left, I want to keep them. Then I think we should start with equipments. Let's look at the Yargle deck list here and start picking out some boxes, because we're gonna need a bunch. Haunted Cloak. I think that was in Shadows over Innistrad. Haunted. Now I did it. Cloak. No, not clothes. Cloak. Yeah, Shadows over Innistrad. Let's get that and have the box here on the side. What is a Haunted Cloak? Let's see if I have that. Oh, that was a time where I also had a bunch of German booster packs opened. Let's see. Oh, no Haunted Cloak. Are there any other equipments in this set? Let's see if I have any unsorted haunted cloaks here. Haunted, haunted, hello? None? Crazy. Huh. Commander Legends. Oh, that is good. Commander Legends I have a whole bunch of, so don't you worry. Haunted Cloak. This we can put aside. And then we need this box here. And there should be a whole bunch of equipments that... Oh, I already saw it. That might be interesting. There's the Haunted Cloak, which we're going to put in here. And let's just check for a sec what else we have. Don't think we need to turn our commander into a bird, into an angel. Hedron enters, choose an opponent. Sisay's Ring. Should we include that in a Yordle deck? We probably need a bunch of mana in this, right? This we should include because it just deals a whole bunch of damage and equips for 0. Could include that into every deck maybe. Just to filter out lands. I think Commander Sphere we had in this. Now we have it in here. 3 and 0. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Ugh. Charcoal Diamond. We have the Fire Diamond in here. Sphere we put in here as well. What else do we have? Or need? Universal Solvent. I think those two might need that to be able to deal with pesky enchantments that this deck might have for us. Equipped creature gets +1 for each creature you control. Nope. The Mask. I think we should include the Mask. And then we have the third sphere. Foundry Inspector we should include into a Yordle deck, right? Because that reduces the artifact mana cost that we pay. Whenever legendary enters, we attach it for free. Yes, 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 yes. That is what we need. Should we include a Howling Golem in the Yordle deck? Maybe. Maybe. Just to be able to do some politics. Ooh, that should go into the Itali. Oh, Vivi can be built quite strongly. Welcome back to Magic then. Welcome. Vivi can be built quite strong. Haven't met a Vivi deck yet or played against one. I watched a couple of videos and boy, that is a brutal commander. Depends on how strong you build her, obviously, but yeah, can be quite strong. Sky Diamond, I want a Marble Diamond as well. I noticed. There we have a marble one. Very nice. Okay, so we have that. So I really like the set of Commander Legends because I noticed that there are a whole bunch of cards that you might need in every deck. Yeah, that for example. She's him. He's a he. The Vivi. I heard both, but I accept that. Rogue's Passage is, for example, a great card in a Yordle deck, obviously, because then stuff cannot be blocked. Your commander cannot be blocked anymore. So why not include that, right? Cascade. Sure, we should put in Cascade into Italy to get some more free spells. Commander Sphere number 2. Terramorphic Expanse for every deck. You get a Terramorphic Expanse, and you get one, and you... Okay. What else do we have? Path of Ancestry. That we should include into the Castrol deck. That is it. That is that. And then we have, let's check for the, gee, there are a whole bunch of more artifacts here. Burnished Heart. I don't think we need that. Okay, I think we looked through all artifacts that exist in this set. That one. That one we should include in the Yargle deck, right? To make Yargle bigger if we have to recast him. Path of Ancestry. I find it interesting that there's like such different color aspect. Like this is like a blue and this is like a purple almost. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. This we had to include here. Then next, let's just I guess go through the set, right? Or should we? How should we do this? Let's check for more specific cards, right? If we come back to the set and check for a specific color, we can do that again, but I just don't want to look through one set only to see what I find. So, Murder, Fleet Feather Sandals, Flying and Haste for the commander. Why not? Let's do that. Theros. There we are. Theros and a Fleet Feather. There are a whole bunch of artifacts that we need for this deck, because this will be an equipment heavy deck. Fleet Feathers is F. There it is. Fleet. Luckily, I sorted my cards alphabetically. Ooh, a little misprint. It has a little dot. I will keep that. That is my little misprint. I have a second one I saw. That one is not so off-center. I like special off-center cards, and we're just here to play. Cloak of the Bat, Flying and Haste for the creature. Why not? Let's see if I have that. This one I think I want to own at least one more of before I give it to you into your decks, because I also want to be able to build such a deck as well. So I would need it twice. I have it once here. Uh-oh. Oh, there is this. Okay. Question. How confusing is it that it has a totally different frame? It is an artifact. But for beginners, this has to be so complicated. What can you have less expensive? What do you mean? Which one? Cloak of the Bat. Unlikely Aid. Yeah. Let's get that. The Yargle deck will have a whole bunch of cards as well in it that prevent him from dying or bring him back into play right away. What we want to have is him not dying at all, because if he dies, he gets all his equipment fallen off, and we don't want that. Skeletal Grimace. So we want to keep him in here, in play. If it's misprinted. If it's misprinted, it might actually be worth more, but I think just because of the little printer circle, it won't be worth that much more, actually. Do I not have the skeletal thingy? But I just like it for specialness reasons, like to say, look, it has like a little printer dot there. There it is. So our commander can now regenerate as well. Then Demonic Vigor, if it dies, return it to hand. I mean, it costs only one, so I guess. But that's not what we want. We want him to be indestructible, actually. If he dies, return it. Are there not many indestructible? Misprints are cheaper. Well, it depends. It depends. If it is a tiny little misprint in Pokemon, maybe. I don't know. If it's a bigger misprint, people actually pay a premium because it's special. You know, it's like a special thing. But it also has to be a playable card. If it is not a playable card, most people just don't care. They are just like, whatever. Demonic... What did I say? Demonic Vigor. Oh no, what I wanted to check is color Commander. Commander. I want black, and text should say indestructible. And it should also be an enchantment, probably. Or no, or an instant. Let's go instant. Type instant. Let's see what we have. Yes, that is those cards are what we want. Because we want to make our commander indestructible and not have him die and come back. This regeneration will keep him in play, just tap him and prevent the next dying effect or deadly damage. But we want more of these cards. So, Battle Rage. Let's sort it by mana value. So we have the cheapest ones first. And then we have this box again. The Baldur's Gate. This was a great set, Baldur's Gate. People hated it at first because they were like, it's not the first Commander Legends, which was very special and expensive, also had expensive stuff in here. And this set only had like the dragons that were interesting at first. And then we have murder here. Okay, let's include the murder. And then, oh, we have a German one. Give you that. And then we had people realize how good the set was. We don't have the Armor of Shadows, so we're not going to include that. But we have probably the Professor's Warning. What's that worth? Nothing. Great. And now the set, the Baldur's Gate set, is quite expensive. So, what does that tell you? Don't listen to people? I don't know. Or get sets while they're cheap? What about Spider-Man these days, you know? Professor's Warning, I said. Don't have it. Gee. Guess those cards are playable, am I right? Let's see if I have that. Playing too many Pauper decks and black commanders that need protection. These are just so playable. These are really pretty, I think. This frame, I really like it. So let's see. No Professor Warning? What? Is there an equipment that is interesting? Not really. Okay. Nope. Interesting. Because I don't have it. Huh. That's sad. No Professor Warning. Okay. Let's put those back. There are more. So, if the person who has the Yargle deck in the end watches this video, has watched the video till this point, these are two cards that you could get. They're cheap and they're great. Alicia's Legacy, I'm pretty sure I don't have because I haven't opened much, but Battle Rage Blessing I should have. Because from Dragonstorm, from the Dragonstorm set, I have only opened one of these bundles, and there are only 9 boosters in there. So, Battle Rage, was it this set? I have not sorted by name. Okay, so let's get that out here. This is black. There's some red also. Oh, that is already it. This I only sorted by color up until now. There it is. Let's see if I have a second one. I have. That is nice. Okay. Very solid card. Let's include that. Got it 3 times. Dark Endurance, I also didn't open much. Oblivion's Hunger I should have. In here. This one is sorted, so let's quickly pick it out. Oblivion's Hunger. There it is. If you saw my desk, the part here, there are like already so many boxes piled up. Offer of Immortality I also have. Death Touch we also get. Though our commander is already quite big with 9 power. Death Touch will probably not be necessary. This is also not alphabetically sorted, but the important part is the Indestructible. I'm going to include that for this. Oops. Rush of Vitality also gives lifelink. We should have that. Anything else? Indestructible. We don't want too many. We also want to play, you know, and beat people. But a couple, let's say like 5 or so, as protection should be in order. What's it called? A Rush of Vitality. There it is. I only have one. I only have one. I want to keep one. Nope. Nope. No. Is it reprinted anywhere? The list. We could go through the list. I have a box with the list cards. The list. Yeah, the birds deck already has like pretty much the entirety of the deck in here. Half of them for the Yargle deck and like pretty much the same amount here. The list, what did I want? Rush of Vitality. Let's see if we have that in here. The list was a really bad set. Like, they had these little symbols down here, but they had the same set symbol. And there was a whole set where you had those, but they also sprinkled it into any other sets as like bonus sheets and stuff. It was a disaster. And people, like you open this card and you're like, oh yeah, it's from Aether Revolt, which is this set. But nope, it has a little symbol down there. And now you have to look at 2 symbols to find which set this is from. Was the worst. But hey, this card is great because it gives Indestructible. Let's see if we have the Rush of Vitality in here as well. I like Murderer's Cut, though it might be expensive. Like, not expensive, but Murderous Cut, what's it worth? Oh, 25 cents. I mean, this is a good solid card to include. I'm skipping through the cards, I'm not going to read through all of them. If you notice any one card in this split second that I rush through the cards, that you're like, I should totally include that and not miss that, then let me know. Otherwise, I'm just looking for this card especially, and see if I stumble upon any card that I know by heart and might want to include. I do not have a Rush of Vitality, I think it was called. But it's fine because we have the Renegade Getaway, which also gets us a little token, which can then block later throughout the game if we are scared with Yargle. So good. Hero's Heirloom. Okay, that is good. That we want to have. Because it's an equipment that boosts our commander and gives him trample and haste, all the good stuff that we want in Yargle beat your opponent's deck. Hero. It's also not sorted. Why do I not sort my sets? Oh, that is it. There's all the artifacts. I might not have it. It's an uncommon. I might not have it. Oh, there! It was German. That's why I didn't have it. But I do have it. Just German. Okay. So this gives trample and haste, and trample is great because if our opponents block Yargle, he does not deal 0 damage, but the difference of the blocking creature's defense or toughness and whatever else is left over with our commander that it would deal to the creature, like that it would deal too much to. Ambitions cost, I don't have that, but it would be good. Doomblade I already put in. Why would they include more creatures that are just big, dumb creatures? Why? That doesn't make sense. We could put in Monarch as a little mini game. It's snowing right now. Quite a bit, actually. Don't think there will be anything left tomorrow. I think it might still be too wet on the streets. Well, it's nice. Really nice, thick snowflakes. What's the oldest card that I own? The oldest card that I own is one that I won on the channel Nerd and Proud of It, who had a guest there. It was called Fioressa, and he gave away some cards, and this is from the very first set of Magic the Gathering called Alpha. And I have a second one, and there's a third one that I ordered for a fun deck that I think is a fun card. And these are the two oldest cards. They're actually from the very first set that Magic the Gathering ever printed, from Alpha, and I have them in a slab, so safe from any damage that they could have. Which one is the most expensive? There's a video where I open my very most expensive card, which is a Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. It is expensive, and I was able to get it earlier than I thought I would, because I thought I would get it in like 2 or 3 years, and I was able to pay it off monthly. The person who gave it to me was nice enough to accept that and trust me that I pay back, and I do. I do till February. I don't want to include those cards because they return your commander back to play. I don't want that. I do want a menace counter. That I like. Blood Curdle. This is sorted alphabetically. Blood. There it is. And then we have to include some of the punch outs. I don't know if I still own any. I think I built so many decks that need punch outs that I don't have any left. So I guess you just need to write something on a piece of... Oh no, I still have some. So let's give that to this deck as like tokens. And they can mark stuff down. My tip for you, for the Yargle player, sorry for bumping, for the Yargle player would be to not actually punch them out, but to put a dice on the specific marker here to keep the card and not have the things flying around. You can put this to the side on the table and be like, okay, I have one menace counter, and put a dice on there, and not move it and maybe worry that you might lose it, you know. And they are on both sides, so now you have both of them, and you can just mark them with dice. What else? I will not include a dark ritual. We could include a Howl from Beyond, just to kill a player instantly. Where was that printed? Where else was it printed? Howl from Beyond. Ice Age, 5th edition. And then Dominaria Remastered. Interesting. Okay, so this artwork is new? Oh no, it's from 7th edition. That's why I know it. Okay, that's an old card. Speaking of alpha. How did I start with Magic? What got you into playing and collecting? That was a nice question. I already told my channel the story of how I got into Magic the Gathering, but I do enjoy telling it over and over again. People who are new to the channel don't know the story, except if they watched my video where I told that. I actually got into the game through my uncle, who played it with my cousins, and my uncle, who has a brother who's my father, went to my dad and said, hey, you should play Magic the Gathering with your son, who's me. And then we played. That was when I was like 7. We played our first game of Magic the Gathering, and it was like Planar Chaos, is it? Plane Shift? Plane Shift. I think it's Plane Shift. There it is, Howl from Beyond. So Invasion Block. And that was 26 years ago. We played a couple of years. It got a little more competitive between us. You have a man who's like, I don't know, in his 30s, 40s, who can buy every card he wants. And you have me, who was like 7 and could get a booster pack every couple of weeks to build their decks. Obviously, he won a lot. At some point, we just stopped playing because, I don't know, I didn't want to play, or I wanted to play, but I also wanted to win. At some point, he just stopped playing. He gave me all his cards, and I still have a couple, which I just keep for memory, which I like, and some I traded away, but there were no really expensive cards back then. Like, some people ask me if I'd have like really old cards from back in the day, and I'm like, no, like actually we didn't have those. Or if we had them, we traded them away for 10 euros, and they're now like $100 or so. So that's kind of sad, but also a nice story, you know, like bonding time with my dad back then, and it was like a thing that I was really looking forward to playing every couple of days. There is a Butcher's Glee, which I would include because it gives you life, boosts your commander, and regenerates it. There are like 3 nice things in here, which I really enjoy. We are also at the half mark right now. And I have about half the decks, I would say. Butcher's Glee. I only own one. Do I have a second one? It is in other sets as well. Ooh, Evolving Wilds. We might include that. This we should include into this deck because it equips automatically. Oh, I even have it in German. Butcher's Glee was it that I was looking to find. Nope. But it wasn't Dragons of Tarkir, wasn't it? Let me check. Butcher's Glee. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's bad. I only have it once. I want to keep it, obviously, but maybe in IMA. So, You work with kids, and one school had a pen and paper course. That's nice, as a part of their weekend, which was really cool since the teacher played stuff like Magic with them. That is so cool. I also studied to become a teacher. I didn't end my apprenticeship, I would call it, to actually finish my becoming a teacher. But I also was planning on playing Magic the Gathering with kids, but I never did that. I just really couldn't really fit into the system. I noticed that people kind of wanted things from me that I thought was just not what I stood in for, you know. And the thing is that in university you learn something else, and that's kind of sad. There's like such a big gap in between school and what you learn before you go to school and try to start to teach. It is not in there. Grr. Sad. But yeah, if I still was a teacher, I would totally do that. So do it. Get yourself bulk cards and play with students, because there's so much good stuff to learn, like math, problem solving, politics, deck building, creativity. You have all these good things in there, and it's just such a nice hobby. Only get bulk cards. I wouldn't recommend getting expensive cards in there. Not that they bend it, but they might steal it from each other or from you, and that's not what you want. Okay, he also designed a game that is similar to Magic. That is quite some work. When I was young, I invented a board game. I played it for years and wrote like 30 pages of rules. It was fun, but I never did anything with it. Creating their own trading card game is also quite cool. And playing Dungeons and Dragons with pupils, I imagine also to be quite a nice thing to do. Haven't done that yet, but I do have a group that meets regularly with people who are my age, plus or minus. Could you give any advice to help me deck building? I'm having a hard time trying to understand Vivi's win cons. Deck building. Are we talking competitive, or are we talking Vivi as a fun deck? Because if you go competitively, you would just get a competitive deck list and just copy it, right? But if you go like a general Vivi deck list, then I might have some tips for you. Still looking for that Butcher's Glee. I remember having many of them, but I think I sorted them out because I just thought it wasn't that good. I never thought I would build like budget decks. Now I'm here. It's not that important, but I just wanted to have it and include it. But apparently it's not here. So next one. Then we skip that. There is another one that does not regenerate but still is solid. Grotesque Mutation. But it also costs one less. So it should be in Shadows? Yeah. I had that somewhere. Yeah. It stopped snowing. Sad. I do like snow, but I only like it when it also stays around. If it's just cold and wet, that just sucks. Grotesque Mutation. I only have one. Why do... Yeah, God. At some point, if the box gets too full, I start to sort out cards that I don't think will be playable. Now that I built a budget deck, I'm like, yeah, that would be playable in a budget deck, and obviously I don't have it. Narc. Grotesque Mutation is also in Battle Bond. I never opened anything from Battle Bond. Didn't like the set back then. Now that we have all the universes beyond, I'm like, oh man, Battle Bond sets would be so cool. I have some from collections from people who gave me their collections, but nope. Oh, we have it. And since I have another one in the Shadows over Innistrad, let's put this in. Is there a card that gives a lifelink counter in black? Oh, a lifelink. Oh, counter. Let's see. And we need commander, we need black. Let's see, we don't need all the prints, we need just cards. It's not the easiest. Oh, that. Yeah. Unexpected Fangs. Ooh. Oh, these two are good. These two we will include. Totally include. Unbreakable Bond. Could have that in here as well. It's a solid reanimation spell that is nice and budget. Nice and budgety. There's Ikoria. As you see, this Ikoria box comes in quite often, so I suppose it's a solid set for a Yardle deck. And like, this was I only have it once. Unexpected Fangs I have multiple of. It was a monster set, so there were a whole bunch of monsters in there, and obviously a Yardle is kind of monster-y. Let's see if I have this reanimation spell here as well. Yeah, obviously Unexpected Fangs I liked because it was cheap. The reanimation spell probably I didn't keep because it wasn't that cheap, costs 5 mana. Why would I want to have that include that? Heartless Act. I don't know if we need that. Nope, don't have it. Yeah, I know what you mean currently at uni and working on becoming a social worker and have a dual study. I don't know what's it in English, duales studium, which means I can actually get some experience in the field. It definitely helps a lot. Yeah, it does. And there are like little internships as you become a teacher, but it's not enough. The everyday work you don't really notice. You know that people want a lot from you while you study to become a teacher, but the reality of being a teacher then is quite different in my opinion. If I get the chance, I'll also carry a few cards decks with me in the future if I get to work with kids. That is nice. That is really nice. Because this hobby also needs some fresh blood, some fresh wind of younger people, because otherwise it will stay a game for old people, 30 plus. Eternal Thirst. M15, interesting. Yeah, that's why I think you should teach children this game. I also taught my cousin back then when he was 4. Now he's, I think, 19. Yeah, he's 19. Still plays. And I have my nephews who also play, and I also taught them, and my cousin taught them, so it's really cool. Really cool hobby to have. Eternal Thirst I only own once. don't think I have it a second time. Whenever a creature and opponent dies. It's in Jumpstart. I might have it in here, in there. Ooh, sorry. There's a cable going through here. It's really nice seeing people joining here and talking. I think I'll do more things like that, like more live streams like this, because this also gives me some more content as well. Like I can then cut out like different parts of this video to show people a shorter version of what I built. My plan would also be to show off the decks in the end, to show what I made. There is no Eternal Thirst. Seriously? So I have a video for later as well, and you can see some behind the scenes of how a video is made with what during the live stream. There's no Eternal Thirst. Crazy. Why? Was it in such a rare deck, or how come? So all the Jumpstart I have, all the black stuff. Guess not. M15. And Iconic Masters, which you already have seen that I don't have much of. Okay, I think let's take a break here with the Yardle deck and go to the Etali deck, because I still don't know exactly where I want to go with this, but I think I will try to go into the direction of expensive spells that I want to cast from my library, while also ramping up. Explorer Scope we should include, for example. And yeah, I think half of it should be ramp, kind of, roundabout, and the other half should be expensive stuff to play for free. That is what I think. So I think the generator servant is interesting. Gen serve. No, don't autocorrect here. Gen serve. M15. Hey, we have M15 right here. Generate. There he is. Because you can sack him for 2 colorless, and if you use it for a creature, you give it haste. So your commander comes out 2 turns earlier for this card, and it has haste right away. Since we had the topic of favorite cards before, what's your least favorite card to play against or play yourself? Interesting. Which cards do I roll my eyes to? Interestingly enough, I think it's often like Staxy cards that are like prolonging the game towards no one doing anything. If someone pulls out like a what's his name, the white and blue one, the Augustine Grand Arbiter was it called? Yeah, this guy. I roll my eyes. Like, this makes the game slow from the beginning. I don't mind people playing combos and winning really fast, because then we can play another game and say like, okay, that was probably mismatched power level, whatever. But like prolonging the game and everyone not playing their stuff or having to play a whole bunch, or putting a whole bunch of mana in to play their stuff, that sucks. And I think I'm not alone with this, so this is not really like a really unique opinion of mine, but these commanders, these kind of cards, like, they annoy me, you know, like they don't help. They help no one. They don't even help I mean, they do help the Grand Arbiter player, I guess, because all their stuff is cheaper. But it's not a win con. Like, if you win after 2 turns, sure, do that. But, like, don't play commanders like this. Play, like, you know, like, I like playing commander when everyone. I think it was a good game when everyone did what their deck was supposed to do. And Grand Arbiter, like, what do they have to do? Annoy everyone? If they annoyed everyone, then it was a good game. I don't think so. You know, play any other white and blue commander, and you will be totally fine as well. So yeah, I think Staxy commanders like these I don't like. If there is nothing more behind it except for you playing for cheaper and me playing for much slower, like that's not nice. What else should we include? Okay, there is a rubble fort in the Zendikar set. Which gives haste to everything. S. Still S. G. There it is. A rubble fort. Is there a card that shows my favorite animal? I'm wondering what my favorite animal is even. Like, which animals do I like? I like my dog. Is there a card that shows my dog? Art Shiba? How many Shibas are there? Oh, it does not show Shibas as, like, there are many dogs. There should be. My dog is kind of a Shiba mix. Like, he's like black fur. Sad that you cannot look for Shiba art, but there should be some. I think there is some, and I do like my dog. I love her. Like, she's cute. So this sadly takes me away from my goal of building a deck building 3 decks in around 3 hours. So can't look through all the dogs. Though it's just one more page. Let's see if my dog is somewhere there. I think there's one video where she actually walks through the camera, where I have like a view onto the table from afar, and she just passes on the side. This one. Spirited Companion, but with black fur. The orange part is black, and then you have my dog. She's sleeping right now. Sleeping in another room, otherwise... Oh no, she's sleeping here. We need a dog cam. We do need a dog cam. There she is, sleeping. We do need a dog cam at some point when my YouTube channel is really big. I do enjoy that when people do that as well. Having like a camera on their dog or their cat. Her name is Sky, by the way, and she's really cute and cuddly. So, a braid we should put in as well. Solid removal. Where was that printed? Where else was that printed? probably... Ooh. No, nope. Okay, so probably 2xm. There. Another big pile. Oh, equipment. Nope, not gonna include that. Okay. That we could include in the mono black deck, giving it trample and plus a 3/0. Do remind me, we need to include double strike into the Yargle deck. Yeah, she's really cute. Red cards, here we are. Let's see. Need to sort them. Sadly, Italy only triggers when he attacks, not when he deals damage. So I don't know if double strike... I mean, we might as well do commander damage as well, right? Why not? What else? Oh, yeah, we don't want to include those. Because they let our commander lose their equipments, and we don't want to have that. Currently looking for what? A braid I'm looking for. This set had a braid? Seriously? Why is there none? Is that on a bonus sheet? No. Nope. I'm pretty sure I have it, but I thought in this set I would also have it. That was the first one that was easy to find. So, oh, that is so sweet. Sure, we can have a dog art session. Would love to see some pictures at some point, obviously. Oh, there it is. There it is. A braid to remove some artifacts or deal damage to a pesky creature. So I wanted to include double strike. Thank you for the reminder. Oh, double strike. Color commander is black. This we don't have or need. Chaos Warp I wanted to include. These are my rares, and there should be a Chaos Warp as well. Let's see. Did I trade them all away? Oh, there's one. Chaos Warp, because it's a solid removal. And red has quite some trouble getting rid of any permanents. Except for dealing damage to a creature or so. I think Burnished Heart might be a good inclusion in this deck, in the red one, because we can filter out some more lands, and the rest of the deck doesn't really need that. Do I still have a Burnished Heart, though? Was it in this set? Or am I mistaken? Or maybe not. I don't know. Because I went over Burnished Heart. There's nothing with... I wrote Strike. Strike. There it is. This deck should have that. Double strike. Fire Shrieker should be included, yes. Fire Shrieker. Oh, it shows me all the different art. Okay. And the brass knuckles, I'm pretty sure I don't have. What else? Fire Shrieker. Let's get the Fire Shrieker. Do I have the box out already? Oh, I have. It is there. Starting to have less and less space because of all the boxes. Fire Shrieker. There it is. Got it. This guy, and actually the other guy, no, this guy I wanted to have it. Because the other one only triggers when attacking. What else? Double strike. Yeah, okay. Good. Italy, I wanted to continue working on. Ooh, the Sandstone Oracle. Is that Sandstone Oracle? Is that in Commander? Yeah. That is a solid inclusion in a Italy deck as well. Since it is expensive, you want to cast it for free. And you can draw some more cards into your hand when you play it. Interesting. I think we can include her. There is a red creature that gives you mana equal to the creature, the biggest creature that entered this turn. I think that is a solid inclusion. Best case, you have a Tali enter and she gives you 6 mana right away. Or later on, you cast a big creature for free and you get some more mana then again. Catalyst Elemental. We need another box. There it is. Because we can sack it and get more mana. Good. I'm not sure. I will see how many haste enablers I want to include in this deck. There's a raccoon here. Cute. Activate only as a sorcery. Sure, whenever. When else would you use it? Weird. Okay. I'm just scrolling through to see how else or what else I would include in here that really interests me. Where I'm like, yeah, that you need, you know. Do we have Introduction into Annihilation? Oh, I think I don't own it that often. I think I looked for it last deck. Oh, I have it here. Okay, that's nice. Okay. And then we have equipment. Interesting. Okay, so people also go the equipment route. I will try not to go that hard into equipments, except if they're important. For example, I like the Executioner's Hood, though I would put it into both decks. So there's an equipment that gives flying that I want to include in my, or not my, but into the Yorgle deck. What's it called? Wings. Wings of Hubris. Do I? Yep, I do. Because that gives flying. And unblockable for 1 turn.